Hello and welcome to Leaf and Tree Finder. My name is Palma and I'll be your guide for the next 3 videos. Let's start with learning about the event itself. For Leaf and Tree Finder, you will work with a friend to complete the test in 20 minutes. Luckily, you can have charts, keys, and resource books. You will either be given the test in a packet or moster stations that include parts of trees. Spelling does count in the event, so make sure you spell the names of the trees correctly. Now we know what the event is about, let's learn about the different features of trees. The most common way of identifying a tree is by its leaf. Each leaf will have a petiole, veins, a margin, and a tip. Different leaves can have different venation arrangements. There is parallel venation, pinnate venation, and palmate venation. These are pretty easy to tell apart. Now we have the shape of the leaf. There are many different shapes, but here are some of them. Pinnately lobed leaves are arranged on either side of the central axis, like a feather, while palmately lobed leaves look like hands with their lobes coming from a single point. Obovate leaves are like upside-down pears, while ovate leaves look like right-side-up pears. Sagittate leaves are like arrowheads, while reniform leaves look like kidneys. Lanceolate leaves are wider at the bottom, but are generally thin, while linear leaves are very narrow, like a line. But leaves that come from different trees will have different margins as well. In my opinion, margins are kind of hard to tell apart. Here are some different ones. Lobed leaves look like they have fingers, and higher leaves look like the stereotypic leaves you see in animations, and serrate leaves have very sharp little teeth. Trees can also differ by how they arrange their leaves. It can be simple, pinnately compound, palmately compound, or bipinnately compound. On each stem, leaves can be arranged in either alternately, oppositely, or be whorled. That's a lot to remember, so make sure you bring resources to the competition. To help you remember some of the common trees, we are going to go in depth for each tree. You will have reference sheets, but it will be a lot quicker if you know what each tree looks like in general. A sample tree list will be included at the bottom of the transcript. First, we have ash trees. The main difference between a black ash and a white ash is the color of their bark. Ash trees in general will have compound leaves with either smooth margins or finely toothed margins. If you look closely, both leaves are arranged opposite to each other, but black ash leaves are connected closer to the petiole. Ash trees are used to make handles for axes and spades, oars, flooring, hockey sticks, and rackets. Next is aspen trees. Aspen trees grow all the time, even during the winter. Big-toothed aspen has a darker bark color and a larger leaf size. The bark and leaf of aspen trees can be used to make medicine to treat joint pain, back trouble, and other problems. However, there is no good scientific evidence. For the final tree in this video, we will go over maple trees. I am a Japanese maple, which isn't on your tree list, but it's good to know. Japanese maples are invasive in the US and are easily identifiable by their dark red leaf color. Maple trees have distinguished broadleaf leaves. They are famous for being brightly colored in the fall before they lose their leaves. As a fun fact, they can survive for a few hundred years if they're lucky. Here are the different leaf shapes for sugar maple, red maple, and silver maple. Look at them for a few seconds and identify a few differences. Maple trees can be used for furniture, flooring, cabinets, veneer, instruments, cutting boards, and more. It is good for fuel for fire and as syrup for pancakes. That's all for today, so thank you for listening. I highly recommend that you take some time and look over the resources in the description. Making a Google Doc and adding identification keys would be a good idea too. Until next time!